All right, we're live on StreamYard. Let's see. Come on. Yeah, we are on YouTube as well. So there we go. Welcome to Rick's Life as I See It. It's Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, the only time zone that matters. Just waiting for people to show up, so I'm going to be waffling on like I normally do anyway, so there's not a lot of difference. But so I tell you what happened? Was it yesterday? Was it yesterday or what's today? Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. I was driving the old truck, and the and my friend was in the passenger seat. She puts down the electric window halfway, and then she tried to put it up, and it wouldn't go up, and it wouldn't go up on my side either. My side, it wouldn't even go down on my side. But on her side, she pressed it down and it went all the way down. And I went, ah. She goes, what? I said, well, give me something to get hold of if I was going to try to get it lifted up or whatever. Now I got nothing to hold of because it's dropped inside the door. But anyway, that's beside the point. Anyway, when we got home, luckily it was up in the 80s and dry, so it wasn't so bad. I got home, then I got the old, I popped off the cover on the door, and I'm looking at it. I unplugged it, so wiggled some wires around, blew the dust out of the thing, clipped it back in, working like a dream. So, I don't. Is that just a sign that it's going to go out?
Save the day again, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it seems to be working better than it did before. Before it was going up, it would come down okay, but going back up, it would go up real slow. Now it's zipping up there, just like the driver's side one does. So one of those connections must have had, had some what you call it on it, and me moving it around sort of like scraped it a little bit to make a better
corrosion connection. Or something.
Yeah. So I saved the day. I got my windows fixed, because I'm thinking the worst. Oh no, I'm gonna go have to buy a new electric motor for the door, saying why in the hell do I want electric windows for? There's always something else to break, What's wrong with roll-up windows? Hey, but once you've had electric windows, it's damn hard to go back to the old manual rolling up and down,
Yeah. I think it's funny that you had that issue. I ended up swapping out my whole switch on my side, my car, just this last week as well. It wasn't bad, but every once in a while, it seemed like it didn't. You'd hit it and it just played dumb. And then you'd wiggle the button for a second, and then all of a sudden it'd work fine for a month, and then you'd hit it again and it would play dumb. So I just swapped it out because the last owner had there's like a little spot that you can grab to open and close the door and everything. It's all kind of one piece that goes in there with the switches. And I think they set their keys in it or something, but it scratched the hell out of it. And it, just didn't look good. So it's been on my list of shit to swap out for a while now. So
yeah,
I found one the other day, swapped it out. But that's funny because just to avoid the problems you're looking at, so it never left me stuck or down. You got pissed and messed with it, and it always worked. But I didn't want to end up, windows down in the middle of the winter or rainstorm.
That's what was going through my head,
Yeah.
I said, oh, God. I know it's 75, 80 degrees out when we were driving, but I'm thinking, what happens if it rains tonight,
Yep.
And I'm thinking, it don't matter if it doesn't rain. We had a heavy dew the night before, and we'll leave it down and have a heavy dew again. The whole inside of the truck's going to be damp,
Yeah, moisture. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's all going through my head.
You'll have squirrels trying to spend the night in there or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the raccoons jumping in there having fun, you know. So anyway, luckily I got it fixed. But talking about that, the I got electric mirrors in my truck too. Because back in '97, I guess my truck was one. You know, it's an XLT model, so it has all the bells and whistles, sort of. You know, but I've had I've put this is my a few months ago. I had to put another electric mirror button. It wouldn't work. The passenger side would work, but the driver's side stopped working. So I swapped it out maybe 2 or 3 years ago. Let's see. No, was I here or was I in Rhode Island? No, it was a while ago. It might have been just before I left to come here. I swapped it out and it's been working ever since. But it went again, so I just bought it. You can buy them on Amazon or eBay real cheap anyway. They're only about, I think it was about $6 or something. It wasn't that expensive, you know.
there you go.
They're plug and play anyway, you know.
Yep.
Pop the old one out, plug in the new one, and it was good to go. So, hey, it's an old vehicle. You're gonna have stuff, you know. It's what 97 was it 20 something, almost 30 years old, you know. So it's getting there. So anyway, let me introduce my panelist now that some people are showing up in the chat. And everybody, welcome my panelist, New York Outcast. How you doing?
Doing all right. Tired, overworked currently, and been doing a lot with vehicle stuff myself, kind of unexpected. So, yeah, I'm here. Thanks for joining us. So I'll take this second to stand on the soapbox and bitch a little bit.
Okay.
Due to a bent glide pin on a rear caliper, came with the car. I cleaned it up, tried straightening everything up, had it on my list to replace. Didn't, and you know, caliper basically toasted my back pads, which basically toasted my damn rotor, which wasn't compressing right because the one pin would kind of lock up. So due to $14 glide pin, yeah, I ended up or set of them having to replace the back brakes, save the calipers, just clean everything out and whatnot. But new pins, new back brake pads, new back brake rotors, and then while I was doing that, I realized the emergency brake, the brake shoes weren't in the best shape. As a matter of fact, one of them fell off when I was pulled the drum out. So not the whole shoe, but just the brake material off the shoe. And I had
truck.
No, my car.
Oh, okay.
So, and then I had this stupid idea, like, well, it's still pretty much in good shape. Maybe I could glue it on or something. And I was like, what are you, a retard? You know, and I'm thinking, come on, you know. So then I went and bought another set of shoes. They didn't have the hardware available, so I had to reuse the old hardware. I don't know if you ever mess with that, Rick, but that's always a task when you're doing it.
Years ago, I used to do that kind of stuff.
So, you know, so I was able to do that without breaking nothing, put it all together. Everything's good. So, but yeah, basically, because, you know, I didn't just go out and handle, you know, do something I'd known better. I ended up spending a shitload more money. And then on top of that, since I'm working on a car, I'm looking at shit and I'm like, well, you know, I hit that tire, or the lady hit the curb, had to put a different tire on. It's the same brand, but the treadwear is not, you know, it's new versus.
Yeah, I remember that was a few months ago.
Yeah. So I'm like, well, god damn it. So now then I ordered a new set of tires too. So yeah, and here I am. I'm all set up, like itching to go buy a trail bike, you know, the Honda that just came out or whatever, but god damn it, you know, it's one thing after another. And the state fair here, the lady's dragging me up there.
Yeah.
it's that time of year, winter kicking in, need new
Yeah,
thermals, boots, all this type of shit, and it's like son of a bitch.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, it's been crazy.
I mean, what some people would say is that, see, God's trying to tell you not to buy that bike.
Yeah, yeah, and screw those people, god damn it.
Yeah.
I didn't, and
Yeah,
now I shouldn't, obviously, because I've
yeah,
got in the money I didn't want to spend. But that's just how shit go. I had a good week last week, or decent week. I think what a lot of people would consider decent. I want to throw prices out, but yeah, man, a lot of that profit just got thrown back into the car and into life. So
yeah,
uh, kind of sucks. I mean,
yeah, yeah. Anyway, we got, now that you're off your soapbox there, let me see. First in the chat tonight was Gun Hobo, then Two Live Moo, then Raphael, the Gun Snob, Chris from the 740, Ozzy is here. Yeah, so they're starting to creep in. See, summer's almost over. People are starting to come back now. You know, cooler nights. They don't want to be out there. I still got my AC cranking. It just clicked on just now. And I said it's 74. My AC set at 69. So it clicked on to cool it down in here. So yeah. So anyway, it's been nice here. We ain't had no rain for a few days, so it's been good. I'm trying to think what else has happened. What else has happened? On my ammo squared on my little ammo bank account thing that I do, I put down to get out of, I got 25 out of 100%. I give a dollar value, but I break it down to percentages. And so I got 25% going towards defense 380 ammo, 25% going towards 308 target ammo, then 25% towards 410 buckshot, and 25% going to 410 sort of like practice ammo, bird shot. So that makes 100%. That's my new order for now. And you might be screaming at me saying, why are you ordering 410? You don't even own the 410. By the time I get to the $250 free shipping, I'll have a 410. It's the way I'm looking at it. So,
and if you don't, you can always swap it around.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I can always swap it around, if it doesn't work out. So that's fine too. And I said the top of my list is I'm working on that 22 conversion kit for the AR-15. So that's going to be my next purchase, a firearm related. So I'm definitely made my mind up. That's what I'm getting. Now I doubt if it. Hopefully, I'm going to try to see if I can swing it next month. But we have to see what bills come in. I know what bills I'm meant to be paying, but I always seem to get those unexpected ones coming in. That as you said, I should have a little money put aside for them. But every time I put the money aside, something comes in and I got to spend it. So.
Yeah. Well, when it comes to side money, I like to say you got to separate wants and needs because,
Absolutely.
We always stumble across shit we want, but, it's doesn't justify spending that rainy day cash when you need a new muffler or whatever the hell happens. You know what I mean? So you're better off. So,
Oh, absolutely. I agree with you.
yeah. And that's
Yeah.
where people get in trouble with the credit cards because they're like, well, I'll just, I got to pay a little bit every month. And then, then down 6 months down the road, their hot water heater goes, the car breaks, whatever, a bunch of other shit. And now it's, it was fine then, but
Yeah.
now it's a real pain in the ass. That's why I don't even, I've got like last month, or not last, but I don't even like it when people pay me in advance, which is rare, but it happens. It just happened recently here too, where they're handing me thousands of dollars. I'm thinking, what if I get ran over tonight? What if I get hit, hit in the head? Whatever, you're not. It's not legally. I never asked for payment up front because in New York State that's technically illegal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like if you show up and want, like, people can volunteer it. You could suggest it, but they're probably going to think you're a con artist to begin with. Take the money and never show up. So,
Yeah.
but the repeat customers of mine, they'll just hand me a credit card or whatever, and whatever it is, they're not worried about it, whatever. So, it's different, but basically. But the point I'm trying to get is I feel weird when people pay me in advance for stuff because shit, what if something happened on my end? And now I'm responsible for this damn money. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And no
Yeah.
matter what happens, they're gonna be bitching. So so when I do that, I never spend that money until I finish the job, if that makes any sense. So that
Yeah.
way,
It
if
does.
anything
It
comes
does.
up, there's any crazy shit, like, you know what I mean? Here
Yeah.
it is, So,
Yeah. Yeah. Oh.
although I'm still contractually obligated, but yeah, that's another story, So I've never had this issue or been hit in the head or, cut my hand one night and couldn't go to work the next day, like to that extent. But, it could happen. I could
It
fall
could
off a
happen.
roof, could break my leg. You never freaking know. Yeah. So,
Yeah. Yeah. And your next job you're being paid for already is to do somebody else's roof, and you
yeah,
can't
yeah,
get up there because you got
exactly.
a broken leg.
Exactly. And nobody wants to hear that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I paid you goddamn money. Get your ass up
Yep.
there.
You take your crippled ass up there and get it done. No.
Yeah. 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 So there we go. Yeah. Anyway, I'm trying to think what else has happened. That's about it on my end. Very easy life. It's the way I like it. Just plodding along one step at a time. Yeah. But anyway, I was trying to. I didn't want to bring it up, but it's that crazy thing up in Minnesota. You know the old school shooting thing again.
Oh, I haven't heard anything about it.
Oh yeah, there was a school at a Catholic school. They started school this week, and they were being a Catholic school. They go to mass in the morning, and somebody went in there and uh, killed 2 kids and wounded 17 others or something. Then shot
Mm.
themselves. You know, of course,
Well,
the bit that gets me is first thing out of Schumer and Jeffries of the Democrat. We need better gun control. First thing out of their mouth. Didn't even
yeah,
didn't
like
even
bunch
say
of laws weren't broken any damn
yeah.
way.
Didn't even
Yeah.
give condolences to the didn't even give condolences to the parents of the dead kids.
Uh,
It was that was the first thing out of their mouth. Need more gun control.
well,
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, it shows what they want. So,
yeah,
obviously, if we had somebody at that facility that was armed, I'm sure a lot less lives would have been lost. I mean, you can never say none would have been lost, but it would definitely get stopped a lot quicker,
yeah, yeah. I don't
or
know all
even
the
a
details
lot of
because it's stuff's still coming out. It
the
turns out
disposition.
they know who the guy is now, right? And he's it was a guy who was trans, right?
Well,
And he put a video. He made a video. I don't know. They're keeping it. I haven't been watching it that closely, just keeping an eye
Mm-hmm.
on it. He made a video and had it timed to go out at the time he was going to do the shooting.
Okay, yeah.
Right, released at the same time he was doing his thing, and in there he's saying "F Donald Trump" and all this kind of shit. Then for some reason I don't know, they only told parts of it. Then what's his name? Who's that YouTuber down in Texas who was trying to run for government for a representative seat? Brandon.
Pereira.
Yes, this
Yeah.
person mentioned him in the video, saying, "Yeah, I met him at SHOT Show, and we had a discussion. We had a lot of things in common, right?" And he's come out and said, "I don't even know who this guy is." Right? He said, "I don't remember meeting him.
Of course he did,
Nobody
yeah.
that I know knows who he is." Then, of course, SHOT Show came out, because SHOT Show's a trade show. You have to. The public can't go to it, right? So the SHOT Show people said that his name, right, the
Yeah.
guy, he said he's never been registered. He's never been there.
Yeah, so the guy just talking crap or whatever.
Yeah.
No,
That's
I don't
what.
know. I mean, it's as soon as you say trans, I mean, I don't want to offend people, but I'm going to say what I'm going to say. I guess you call me what you want. I don't know. I think you're kind of mentally disabled. You got some problems going on. That's just my opinion. I mean, gay's a little confused. Trans is just nuts. But hey, whatever. I'm not going to attack anybody or anything like that. So they throw that phobic word or whatever. I don't know, whatever. Call me that. I really don't give a shit what you call me if you got a problem. But basically, I got no problems with people. I mean, I bump into them at the store or whatever. I'm not going to be like swinging at them or being disrespectful.
You're not going to beat them down
Yeah,
because.
but you're not going to force me to greet you in any goddamn way. It's I'll just whatever. You know what I mean? I try to avoid it because you make me feel funny because it's going to be a goddamn problem if I don't kiss your ass right. So, where's my freaking rights? You know what I mean? It's like, what the hell? But, I don't know. I just, think they're confused. That's all. So, it doesn't surprise me at all that somebody like that goes somewhere and shoots a place up, harms innocent people that got nothing to do directly with his issues. Because the dude's a nut. He's a nut to begin with. Don't surprise me none. We need somebody to deal with the nuts. We're never going to get rid of all the nuts, but we can put them down quick if we have to. If they allow people to be in a position to do so. That's just what it is. People are always going to be people. A guy that was perfect and outstanding citizen can hit his head and turn crazy one day, and somebody may have to put his ass down. So, meds could tweak somebody. You never know. We try not to, but we're never going to fix crazy. It's just what there's humans. So all the gun control in the world is only going to hurt us even more, even if they put it out there. So,
that's what I was going to say. They get rid of all the guns. I mean, crazy is still crazy.
Yeah, well, I think more innocent people will be harmed by the crazy. So,
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. And there's less chance of somebody taking the crazy out before he does more damage. Why this guy? I mean, from what I understand, is he walked in there with a rifle. They're not saying what kind of rifle, but I'm assuming the way everybody's going on, it's an AR style. And he had the negative writings on the barrel of the rifle. Like F Trump and gonna kill kids or something on there or some shit. So he had that. He had a rifle, a shotgun, and a handgun. And I said he hurt 17 people. 2 of them died. So he fired off quite a few rounds before he took himself out. So, I'm glad the son of a bitch killed himself.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Saves us having to feed him 3 meals on a cot. You know?
Yeah, I guess when you look at it that way, for sure. Yeah, I would. Well, I never. I don't say that.
But it would have
Yeah.
been nice to send him to the death, to the death chamber. But
Yeah, I mean, when people do stuff like that, I don't know. It seems like they should go, but it should be they should want to go before they go, if that makes any sense. But I'll just leave it like that. Yeah,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
horrible. So
yeah. I don't know all the details.
death
I said
in
he's
some
really
cases
just
is too quick, too easy.
yeah, yeah,
But again, that's I
yeah.
know I'm cruel. I'm an asshole. I'm a whatever. So,
I'm not disagreeing with you. As you said, medication. How do we? I mean, they didn't say unless it's come up since I last looked. But being a trans person, was he on hormone therapy, which could affect how he thinks and feels and what he does?
probably.
As you said,
Yeah, probably. There's probably
Yeah.
drugs involved, all types of shit. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
there was that other religious school thing with that. I think it was a girl or whatever, where
Yeah.
they,
Yeah.
saying, hey, it's becoming a new thing to do, I guess. So why don't
Yeah.
these damn schools have some armed security? I mean,
Yeah.
seems like it would be a smart move. I mean, they'd say, well, God
Well,
will
why
keep
do
you
they need
safe.
armed
Well,
security?
God
Just
gives
get rid
you
of
the
the
ability to
guns.
protect yourself, so use it.
And they don't need armed security if you get rid of all the guns.
Right, because that's not going to stop somebody with a knife or a bomb or anything else. Yeah,
I
yeah,
know that. I know
yeah,
that.
right, yeah.
And the thing is, of course, we got to stop the gun violence. There ain't no such thing as gun violence. It's just plain goddamn violence.
Well,
It just,
yep.
but
Yeah,
I'm just preaching to the choir here. So,
yeah.
yeah,
I
but
get
I
it
just
though.
thought, I was trying to stay off the subject, but it's, it's the headline news right now. Which is a shame. I mean, they have said what his name is, but I'm not gonna say it.
Yeah,
Why give
there's
him
no
any?
point.
Why give him any glory?
Screw
So
that.
yeah. But from what I can see, there's not a. I don't see any updates on it, but then again, I'm not looking that hard. So. All
I'm sure
right.
they'll be pushing a new bill probably by the end of the week or something. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
pointing a finger at this and
Yeah.
I don't know,
But I
something
mean,
crazy as usual.
I've said this many times before. It's my conspiracy tinfoil hat coming in. It always seems when we're getting close to, winning stuff, something bad happens. And then we got to fight back to get it back to where we're at, on the 2A stuff is what I'm going on about.
Yeah.
But
Hmm.
we'll see.
But on that note, I'd say, like I said, there's always gonna be some crap. There's always gonna be stuff that happens. There's always a fair amusement ride that breaks occasionally. So do we just stop having fairs? Like no. There's cars sometimes that have killed people, like a damn Ford Pinto. Did we just stop making cars? No. So like with anything else, it's completely reasonable. But with firearms, one person does something and we got to ban every damn thing. Everything.
I know.
It's just like so asinine. It's like a little kid trying to pull a fast one on you. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Oh yeah. It's, I mean, a good example. I mean, it's the actual firearm is no more dangerous than anything else, any other kind of tool out there. I mean, like I've seen it happen so many times with people. Like when I was riding my motorcycle, and somebody else would buy a new motorcycle to start riding and stuff. Not any experience. He'll be sitting there, all of a sudden he gasses the damn thing and he lets go the clutch and the damn thing takes off, does a wheelie or whatever, and You know,
Yeah.
It didn't mean to do it, but it happens. And that's where I'm trying to get with this is a gun's not going to fire unless you pull the trigger. Somebody, sticking their finger in the trigger when they shouldn't. And accidents happen, But it's not the gun's fault. It's the person holding it. So,
Yep.
and we know this. It's just rehashing the same thing. But there we go. Oh, well. Another thing, I was having a discussion with the guys this morning, and a couple of them are, starting to bitch, about the how gas prices haven't gone down that much, and prices in the stores haven't gone down any or anything. I said, God damn! I said the guy's only been in the office 8 months. I said I don't. I said I said I'm not going to bitch. I said maybe the middle of next year and things haven't changed, then you might hear me start grumbling, right? But you got to give it a chance to get going. Everything he's implementing to make things better. It's going to happen. I mean, look at what's his name, that asshole who runs the Fed. He actually admitted over the weekend that Trump's tariffs, is not a threat to inflation. It hasn't caused any, So,
yeah, I think people always, I don't know. I think people sometimes just expect things to just hit like a switch, but and I'm not trying to defend anybody or anything because they Trump's slipping or screws up, then that's what it is. I'm not a blind, or whatever follower. No matter what you do, I'm not going to follow you off a cliff. But in the end, really, it's a screwed up system. And if you follow the tariff things, in a sense, we've kind of been getting screwed. Like,
Oh, yeah.
So it makes sense to me. Why should we be, cutting everybody deals? Especially we give people all this goddamn money too and stuff. So if we're getting hit places, I mean, I don't know. I get it. So my point is, usually with shit gets worse before it gets better, and it's not going to happen overnight.
Yeah.
And there's still a lot of people that aren't, falling in line with what Trump's ideals are. Yeah. So I mean, it's gonna take a little bit, and it's still cheaper than it was. I'd say that too. So I don't know. You can't expect, I guess, everything to just change overnight. I mean, shit, they shut down the oil, the pipelines. Biden did all that shit that he had going last time, I think. So I mean, there's a lot of that's been affected with that. And then there was that whole thing where that pipeline just mysteriously blew to hell up. That happened a few years back that I don't think we're taking responsibility for, but there's a lot of weird connections too. And we were against it at the time, and look what happened to it. So there's been a lot of shit where in some cases the last, administration already cut our throat in certain ways. So it's I don't know. It's probably even if they started to build plants here that could refine stuff to make the fuel we use here, it's going to take years. The EPA, all this type of shit, like Trump's going to be gone before any of that shit actually happens. If the nice guy doesn't come in and put the brakes on it. So, anything like that. That's why we don't have them, because there's so much damn money and red tape. So they say, which seems believable. Most other companies go overseas, batteries, all our battery plants, things like that. We're all shut down, from my understanding. So we get a lot of this shit from overseas because of the EPA and all that bullshit. So you can't do anything here without paying a shitload of money.
Yeah.
As long as you pay the money, you can pour shit wherever, do whatever. They don't really give a shit as long as there's actual waivers in some cases. I got a story with that with a friend with a quarry, but that's a long story. But needless to say, it was perfectly fine to continue doing what he's doing if he wants to pay them like $75,000 a year. So, and it was cheaper to do so. So, yeah,
Yeah.
then it's fine. So it's like, well, then what the hell, money's not fixing problems, but that's, it seems to be about money, like everything else.
Yeah. That's how the world goes around, is money. So, yeah, what's 202 Live Move says gas is $3.49 here today. I filled up for $2.94 last week. Well, is gas going up? I mean, in our local town, when I came through this morning, both gas stations were selling at $2.99. Now,
So I hit it at 325 yesterday.
So I wouldn't be surprised ours is going to go up some, But as you said, it's going to get a little worse before it starts getting better. So hey, as I said, I'm not going to start bitching.
Yeah,
you got to give it time for all this stuff to kick in, as I was saying at the beginning.
Yeah.
So, I mean, as I said, about this time next year, if things haven't changed, then I might start grumbling a little, But I think it's going to happen, and it can't be that bad, right? Because they give out the like on my Social Security cost of living increase that we get every year, or we don't get it every year. There has been years when we got zero, but it's based on inflation. We're projected to only get a 2.7% increase, which means that the cost of living has gone, hasn't really spiked at all. It's, staying roughly around the same. It's still not enough, but, that's how, so, I mean, to me, I want a huge increase, but it ain't going to happen. So there we go.
Back to that gas thing real quick. Another thing that people probably aren't thinking about is, from my knowledge, from my understanding, under Biden, when the prices were jumped up there, and I think he was blaming it on Trump at that time, whatever, he opened up our reserves, our national reserves, basically what we're supposed to keep in case of emergencies, and started throwing that out there too to drop the price. So all that's going to have to be accounted for and put back if Trump's being responsible and setting us up to succeed instead of fail in an emergency. So there's going to be a little down flux, I guess, because you got stuff going in the storage as well, or however you want to look at it. So I don't know. Like I said, I'm not trying to make excuses, but I think people forget that there's a lot more going on, or what has happened in some cases. So it's a big mess to fix.
Yeah.
So, and again, I'm not trying to make excuses for the guy, but I don't think if he was perfect, I knew he was an angel himself. I still think he would struggle getting shit turned around within a year or whatever the case is, because it's such a damn, as they say, it's like a huge ship. I mean, you turn and it takes so long to get it to start to turn, or it's a bad whatever, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's gonna take a while. There's a lot of moving parts to shit, and some of the parts are fighting against you still.
You're right. But as I said, I'm waiting to next year before I start complaining. So I was thinking about this because I was talking about this with my friend the other day. That when you think about it, I'm thinking what I get with Social Security. I took basically a 50% pay cut, to what I was earning before I got hurt to what I earn now on Social Security. So, I survive. I mean, you hear me bitch all the time, but the way I look at it, my friend reminded me He said you renting. He said you got a roof over your head, all your utilities are paid. You've got you got the extras like the streaming service, the internet. You're able to buy 1 or 2 guns a year. he said he said yeah, so you don't have any you don't have extra cash, but you're surviving, you know? He's got a point. The way I look at it, as long as I got a roof over my head and my utilities paid, that I'm doing good. It's when you don't have somewhere to live and you got no money is when you have a problem. So I think I'm doing. If you look at the big scheme of things, I'm not doing bad. It's what I'm trying to say. There's always somebody out there worse off than I am, and I got to remember in that.
Yeah, you're getting by, and I mean, with Social Security, I think that's what people would hope for, that you could at least get by. If you had another pension on top of that, then you'd be doing a little better.
I
or
would be.
2 pensions, whatever the case, or you had private savings that you didn't disclose or whatever. But I think that a big problem nowadays is a lot of people are busting their ass and they're just basically making ends meet. And I think that's a lot to do with the cost of everything. Everything's gone up but our paychecks, basically.
Oh, absolutely.
So now it's gotten to the point where the average person in some cases is actually working 2 jobs and maybe has a side hustle, and you bust your ass all day long just to survive. You're just getting by, just getting the bills paid. You might be able to do something tiny here or there, but the American dream is you're able to do things right, put some money away, and actually thrive a little bit. But I don't think many people are getting to that thrive point.
No.
I mean, shit, I wanted a bike I'm not getting right now. So you know what I mean? So it's just one of them things where it discourages people, and why bust your ass all day if you're still going to be broke? In a sense, they could do less, have less, and just exist with less. And I think that's what we see in a lot of cases. And that's where a lot of people at their job now really don't give a shit. They don't care because there's, even when everything goes good, it's still a goddamn struggle every day, And I'd like to see something change with that. Honestly, I would, because I think the rents are too goddamn high, housing's too goddamn, everything's too goddamn high. So
it is.
In my opinion.
I mean, back to
get more for our dollar. We really should.
Yeah, back to where I'm at. I mean, if you look at the big scheme of things, rent in this area, the rent, if I was in Jasper, which is, the big town, 12, 13 miles away, right? To rent a 2-bedroom house, minimum is between $1,100 to $1,200 a month. So, I mean, I'm paying nowhere near that, So I'm fortunate in that way as well. So I can't complain. Really, I can always complain, but you know what I mean. It's, as you said, I'm getting by.
Here, an apartment you would want to stay in is at least $1,200. And some people that are picky wouldn't even want to stay there because it's not all brand new and up to date or something. So, but yet when you look at the average job around here, they're the majority of jobs are customer service. Every other place, more than every other, it's like probably 5 or 10 to 1 places that open up around here are all fast food, nail salon, something along these. They're all these types of things. They're not factories. They're not producing anything. There's nothing like there's a few that all relate back to government contracts locally, but the majority of jobs are all lower end jobs. So if
Yeah.
rent's that high, how do you pay your bills if the only jobs that you can actually get right now? Sure, you got a degree, you can apply for the job you want, but the job you can get right now, they're all freaking lower end jobs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just
And
leaves you in a bind.
yeah, you're right. Especially if if it's costing you 50% or more of your monthly salary to pay your rent.
Oh yeah, then
It's pretty sad.
utilities. Yeah, and utilities
Yeah.
are freaking crazy too here, and they
Yeah.
just up the rates of utilities because
Yeah.
they want to upgrade the system for all the electric options that are becoming available that us poor people don't afford anyway. And they're not upping it on the companies or the people that are going to use this shit. They up it on the lower class. Apparently, it's
Yeah.
going around the country,
Yeah.
but
I mean,
people
I
are
can
already
understand.
not being able to make their goddamn utilities, rent, and then the average person's got a credit card, car payments. They got the crazy phone bills because you got to have that iPhone.
Oh yeah, I gotta have the
The kid's
latest
got to
one.
have one, or he'll get shamed at school. So
Yeah.
so now it's like you're literally eating noodles or some shit. I don't know how people do that. I really don't.
I don't either. I really don't. So yeah, it is. Hang on, there we go. I was typing something. Sorry. Yeah, life like that is. I don't know, but
Discouraging. That's
it
what it
is
is.
discouraging.
Depressing. You got a
And
bunch of
problem,
people that don't give a shit about doing their job right because they hate their
yeah,
job.
yeah. But I noticed, like, example is it could go too far the other way. I mean, a good example was that guy who's leading in the New York City mayor's race, right? The old
I heard he got chased out. You're
what?
talking about the Muslim guy. I heard he got chased out of the city or something.
When?
I don't know. This is what I heard like a week ago or something.
Huh. Said
Maybe it was a bunch of crap. I don't know. I thought that like they found some dirt on him or something. Something happened.
I don't know.
I
I haven't been following it lately, but I mean, his communist views that he's going to fix the housing rent, he's going to fix rent, open government grocery stores, and all that. I mean, who's going to pay for all? Who's going to subsidize all that? The people who are working, like you, paying your taxes. And as Margaret Thatcher
well,
said, she was before her time. She said eventually the people you're taking the money from are going to run out of money. Then what are you going to do? So the way I look at it. So, yeah. Oh, well. That's how it goes. So, anyway, what's the time? Oh, goddamn, we only got 10 minutes left. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we did a good job bitching today.
Oh, yeah, we did. We've been bitching since we started. What's his AR said? I had a roommate years ago that for 6 months I ate those noodles and added water. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey, I've lived that. Hey, I'm not too proud to say it. I've even done it in the last few years when I've, went and bought something that I shouldn't have, and I run out of money to buy groceries before my next check comes in. I keep one of them big boxes of noodles in the cupboard for emergencies when there's nothing else to eat in the house. I'm not too proud to eat them. So, hell, give me a loaf of bread and a pack of bologna, and I'll be okay. I was talking about that the other day, too. I said, I can survive. I can eat a bologna sandwich for lunch and a bologna sandwich for supper. It don't bother me any.
Shit, we ate them for dinner the other day, and it's not necessarily the cost. It's just it's quick and easy and cheap.
Yeah.
So, although we throw like potato chips on it too, little mustard,
I love
bologna
that.
chip sandwiches. Yeah, thing that happened with the kids years ago, and still we
Hey,
get
I put,
stuck with it.
hey, I had hamburgers and French fries the other night, and I put French fries on top of my hamburger inside the bun. Hey, I do stuff like that. You know, I do that with potato chips as well. You know, it's just the way it is. I mean,
Sure.
hey,
Well, you
if
don't
I
have to, spend $100 to eat every damn night.
no,
Even
exactly.
even if you can, it's still kind of foolish. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
Seems like
yeah.
wasteful to me. It's like those $1,000 a plate dinners. Like, yeah, right. Yeah, right. It's crazy. I don't care if I'm a billionaire. You ain't gonna see me eating there. Oh
Yeah,
hell no.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's yeah. I mean, I mean, it hasn't. I guess I can't say it hasn't done me any harm. Look at me, I'm a big old fat old boy. So I mean, even eating bologna sandwiches, I mean, I'm not starving to death. You know what I'm saying? So I do okay.
Uh,
So
Shit,
it's
last night I didn't even eat dinner. Uh, I got
I didn't
dragged.
either. I was it last night? No, I didn't eat last night either. You know.
uh, Got dragged to the fair for some concert, which was shit in my opinion. They liked it, but whatever.
I
Such
want
a fake thing. They say it's a concert. This guy goes up there, and his whole thing is like, yeah, like what is it, Little John? He doesn't even have like his own damn music. He's just putting everybody else's music. So it was like going to a club and they got a DJ, and this guy every partially through the song hops up on a little thing and he's like, yeah, like that's his goddamn job. And people show up for that. He gets paid for that. I'm like, what kind of shit is this? Like,
to.
like seriously, like people show up for a stage for that. Like, this is crazy. Like, it's like a DJ. I don't know. It wasting my damn time. But the whole point is, she ate fast food. I got them food, but I'm not eating fast food. I'm just not doing it, man. I'd rather just not eat. Yeah. By the time we got home, that's all that was available. Unless we wanted to try to thaw something out. So I'm not doing
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh man, this has definitely been a bitch session today. So, uh,
standing
uh,
out there in the rain for some freaking fake ass dude up there saying, yeah, yeah. Like, god damn it. I would
now,
rather be like, I don't know, clipping my nails or cutting grass or whatever,
did your lady
cleaning my
friend
toilet.
enjoy it?
Yeah, yeah, they had fun. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
So,
That's all that matters.
yeah, she should.
You know,
I mean, well, they should. I should say, freaking lemonades I bought were $16 a pop with vodka in them,
Jesus
double shot.
Christ!
Jeez. Yeah, tell me about it. So
I
that's what
can
I'm saying.
understand why you're upset not getting your
Yeah,
motorcycle.
and you thought I was buying dinner there? You must be high.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah. Damn. Yeah. That is, yeah. I mean, that's terrible. I mean, that is terrible. You know.
Yeah, yeah. Everything's so much goddamn money. I'd rather stay home.
Yep. I don't blame you on that one either. So, all right. Anyway, it's about quitting time. And, got to do the quiz. Now, you got to get the questions in to me by, was it next Wednesday? Because that's when I do the drawing. And I'm trying to think here. How many have I got here? I think I got 3. I think I got let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I got 4 entries so far. Most have had it in a while. So I mean the question's real easy, people. Where is it? Here it is. it's a mail. It's a email. Well, not email question. Don't blurt it out in the chat. All I want to know is at the Ode Tucson Film Studios, how many John Wayne movies were made there? You know, and name them if you can. But I want to know how many. That's the question. It's so easy. Just type that into Google and your answer will come up. You know, it don't take a lot. So email me at rickslifeasiseeit@gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. Get it into me by next Wednesday, which is the 3rd of September, and you'll be in for the drawing. So there we go. All right. Hey, isn't the first Labor Day? Isn't next Monday Labor Day? I believe it is.
I know it's coming up.
Yeah, I think it's next Monday.
No job Monday. To start.
Yeah, the 1st. Yeah, the 1st is Labor Day this year. So there we go. So everybody enjoy. Everybody enjoy the last vacation day or holiday day of the summer, Labor Day. And it goes back to now you got to remember, guys, between Memorial Day and Labor Day, wearing shorts is mandatory. After Labor Day, it's optional. So there you go. Just want to say that, just to remind you guys. Just because the weather's dropped a little, you don't get out of your shorts and put your jeans back on. You know, you got to tough it out for the next few days.
Oh, man. I won't tell you that I wore pants today and yesterday then. So
I figured you did, so that's why I said it.
I had a thermal on earlier today. So.
Oh, it ain't that cold, for Christ's sake.
Yeah. I was expecting to go out. It started raining, so I got kind of lucky. I got materials, came back, and prefabbed a 12-foot by 3-foot walkway out of decking and 4x4s or whatever, and then a 5x5 landing. So got all the boards cut, everything done, brackets on. I just got to put my legs and bolt it up. And basically go slap it in place tomorrow for a customer. So it's going to be a real quick install. But basically, I didn't have to go out to the rain today, but I'd still worked and got everything loaded, ready to roll. So
yeah, well, I went out this morning over to my friend's house. I mean, it was around 8:30 this morning, and it was. I think it was around 51, 52 degrees. Wearing my shorts and my t-shirt.
Oh man, oh. You know? See, I think that might be a big
I even
guy
had
thing.
the AC on in the truck.
See, yeah, I think that's.
But I did turn that off. I will be honest.
Now, does this have any effect because you're a big guy? And I don't mean this in a bad way, but I notice the guys that wear shorts in the middle of winter, they're always big guys. I mean, you got a better heater system. What's going on here?
No, well, actually, no. I mean, I've always said there's more of us that got to keep warm. No, I think personally for myself, it's got nothing to do with my size. It's that I worked 40 years in the refrigerator. I'm used to it's got to be really cold for me to feel it. It's got to be really cold for me to feel it, or I got to be sick, and I'll feel the cold. But otherwise. No, I mean, I wear like around the house here and shit. I wear shorts all year. In the house, and I'll go in the wintertime. I'll walk out and go to the mailbox when it's snow on the ground. I'll have shorts on walking to the mailbox and stuff. So, no, I'm just I just said I worked in a refrigerator for 40 years. With the fans blowing on me all the time, so I'm used to the cold.
Yeah. So I can see you running to the mailbox or out to the vehicle or something in shorts at home. But as soon as you hop in your car and drive somewhere, that's where I think you're just playing with fire. somebody hit you get in a wreck. Now you're stuck out there on top of whatever damn issue. Now you're worried about hypothermia too. You know what I mean? It's like, God damn. It really bugs me when people with kids.
I don't want. I mean, be honest with you, when the temperature drops, I mean, sometime next month I'll be wearing my jeans all the time. I don't wear shorts all year.
But it bugs the shit out of me. People with kids, like they'll have them dressed like for summer, and they're out in the middle of the winter at the store and shit. It's like, what if something happened? You know what I mean? Like, you're just taking too much shit for granted. Like, I don't know. I'm thinking of that movie, Final Destination or whatever. It's just there's you want to take a risk with your life, that's one thing. But, if you can't even stand outside in the elements for more than a half an hour without starting to get hypothermia, you should probably have a goddamn coat for those kids. You don't need to, just put it in the back. And if something happens, you can do something, but kids outside in little dress shoes and shit in the wintertime when it's below freezing, and stockings is not cool, man. I don't know. I'm just old school, I guess, but I don't know. I've been cold. I know cold, man. I don't know. These people take shit for granted and get drunk, pass out in the wrong spot, and end up dead.
Yeah. AR says I go to the mailbox in my boxer shorts. Lucky you don't get arrested for decent exposure. You know what I'm saying? Unless you live out in the middle of nowhere. Anyway, it's quitting time. Have you got another soapbox you need to get on before we close down New York Outcast?
I could, but I probably burnt it out, so I'll just let it ride and say thanks for joining us, folks, and stay cool, eat a salad, don't take no shit, and do something preventative so you don't set yourself up to win, not to fail.
All right, there you go.
That's the wisdom I got.
That's pretty good wisdom. There you go. I want to say thank you to everybody for being here. I really do appreciate you guys showing up. Hey, if you guys want any topics talked about, put them in the chat or email me. I'll bring them up. And if you want to come on here, send me an email. I'll send you an invite to come on here. No problem. So there we go. So I will be back next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, the only time zone that matters. So I'm going to say thanks a lot for being here, guys. I really do appreciate it. And, okay. AR says, what did he say? I'm in a neighborhood, but it's rural area. Nobody thinks nothing. I think they think they're sports shorts. Yeah, I'm in a rural area too. I could walk out there like that, I would imagine. But I don't know. I guess I must be old school. This doesn't sit right to me, So, all right. With that, I lost my train of thought. With that, I am out of here. So, with everybody, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. So, good night, everybody. Good night, Sabrina.